Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. Website on this one is schifferbooks.com. Feel free to freeze frame and get the spelling if you would like to check out that website, of course. Supportive Oracle Cards. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Website is rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A as an apple, U as an umbrella. Okay, what do we have for Capricorn? The ground is fertile. The ground is fertile. Okay. The ground is fertile. You got the Ace of Pentacles in the past, which is a great card, but I'm getting like the seed has been planted. There's an opportunity coming forward to actually start something. Somebody could actually help you. Somebody would actually work with you and help you out. Ironically, it seems like I feel like you're standing in your own way on this one. Which, if you decide that's appropriate and that's what you want, well, I think that's why this reading, if this reading is going to hit, I feel like they're saying you're standing in your own way. There is something here you want. But for it to happen, you got to stand up and start moving forward. If you don't, you're going to miss an opportunity here. If you don't want that opportunity, that's fine. But I'm also getting that if this reading ends up hitting, it's something you do want. They're saying it's time to start moving. You don't have to do leaps and bounds. We got to start getting the ball rolling, though. I feel like you already know what you want, even though there's it's like there's a basket of opportunities here. You got the Seven of Cups, so if there's 7 different opportunities, it's almost like, the way I'm feeling it anyway, is that you already kind of know what you want. Maybe you just need to kind of write it down and do a pro-cons list. And then I feel like it'll be quite obvious which one you actually want. Like, there's 7 different things, we're just going to say for argument's sake, several probably. If you just write them all down and do a pro-cons list underneath each of them, you'll easily see which one you actually want. It's just taking a moment to sit down and sort it out for yourself, and you'll see what you actually want. It is time to move forward if you want an opportunity to actually come to fruition. Again, if you decide, no, then that's totally your business. That's your prerogative. But I also get, like, they keep every time I say that, they keep pushing forward, though, that you do want it, though. And it's kind of like, this is going to be a missed opportunity, and you're going to kick yourself in the butt later when you realize you missed it. So that's the point of this reading, for you to see it before it passes you by, because it's time to get the ball rolling. Said that already, but here we go. So why are you, like, now wanting to move forward? Like, what is holding you back? Let's deal with that. You haven't given it a lot of thought, and you got the Five of Swords. You don't really believe in it just yet, but if you sort out your thoughts, you'll know what you need to do. I feel like that, ironically, I feel like you're not thinking about it. There's other things going on in life. Certain things, maybe there's other distractions around you. Maybe you're doing this, doing that. Maybe you're doing some other things like watching some cool shows. Maybe you got some other little hobbies you do, or some certain things that keep you interested. They're saying there's an opportunity. They keep pushing it forward. I'm not saying it right, as what I think is why it keeps pushing forward the same way. They're like, literally, all you have to do to start the ball rolling, because it would actually start charging you forward, is to write down all these possibilities. There's something about possibilities that are you not realizing, or you're not thinking of it. If you think in the next 3 to 6 months, What would make your life better? If you had blank in your life in 3 to 6 months, what would that blank be? If this seems a little vague, just in case. So it's like, all right, whatever it is, 3 to 6 months from whenever time you're watching this, if I had blank in my life at that point, this would make my life better. You know, if I had a certain type of car, if I was signed up for this class, if I, whatever, if I was hanging out with this person, if I had time to do blank, blank, and blank, whatever it is, because I feel like that starts to unearth what it is, because they're like, you just got to start writing things down, and like, what would you want, and then what opportunities could get you there, and then of all these opportunities, a pro-con list of what would actually work for you. Boom, you would find what it is. I hope I said that right, because it seems to be pulling back. So maybe I said what I needed to say there. Because they're like, I feel like for those of you this is going to hit with, it feels like you know what you want to do. Maybe I'm making it more complicated than I need to. I don't know. Because you can move forward and you can pull yourself out of a rougher spot. Like something about the current energy around you is not feeling quite comfortable, but can be improved. Three of Wands reversed, the lack of motion. Three of Wands reversed for me is anyway the lack of motion. And then the Hanged Person, halfway in, halfway out. You can start moving your energy forward. Something's uncomfortable. There's a reward waiting for you. Doesn't happen if you don't start moving forward. I feel like Capricorn understands that. Kind of like, yep, I know how that works. So I don't really need to go too deep on that one. And it's ironic because I feel like you just have to start organizing your thoughts. And as soon as you start organizing your thoughts, you start, once you start thinking about, then you start thinking, actually, this is what I want. And then you're like, now that I know what I want, I can do it this way or that way or that way. But actually, that way, no, that's unacceptable. And then these two ways, that one's better than that. So actually, this is how I do that. So if I'm going to do that, where do I look for those answers? And so let me go here and get some of those answers. Maybe research on the net, maybe driving somewhere to just see how things actually look in person versus how you're thinking it looks. Like, I need to see the tangible proof. What does this actually contain versus what I think it contains? You can break the block here. Your energies can start flowing. I feel like you can have a more positive connection with your own energy. Something here is not working for you, and I feel like this is how this moves forward. This opportunity moves you forward. It lifts your energy. It brings you back into a good energy in life. So back into a good energy in life. So I guess if you're not feeling like things are quite on point, I keep getting this weird feeling like it's not like things are bad, but they're not where they could be, or they're not as good as they could be. This can move them to the as good as they could be, or closer to as good as they could be, if that makes sense, closer to that. So as you keep moving forward, once you start the process, it just feels like it starts taking a life of its own, and you get motivated to keep moving forward, and it lifts your energy up. There is a really good energy around you, too. Once you start looking for answers, I do feel like you're going to start communicating with the appropriate people. I feel like there's a lot of support there for you. People who want you to succeed. Is there anything else with that? Like, that seems very simple, but maybe it's supposed to be simple. People who want you to succeed. They don't really... These are people who actually... They feel like when you succeed, you point out things that are obvious to them, and they're like, oh, you're right, Capricorn. I should be doing that too. There's something about this where I feel like the lack of structure around these other people, when you start moving forward, they see a structure that they're like, oh yeah, Capricorn's right, that would work. You do seem to inspire other people. So I feel like there's not only a support system here that people want you to succeed, I feel like you kind of encourage other people without actually directly encouraging them. I don't feel you like being a cheerleader for somebody, but I feel like you're talking things out and you're inspiring other people in the sense of like, you know what, Capricorn's right, that would be better if that worked that way. Something like that. You're talking about a process. They may not be going down the same road, but you're talking about how you're organizing things and what you're looking into, and I feel like you're inspiring other people to get up and do things as well. So you seem to have like this contagious connection with other people, and other people also want to get up and do things. You're having a good effect on people. I don't think it's your primary reason for talking about things. I think you're trying to gather information, but you are having a positive effect, and that's a great thing. As you keep going forward, I keep getting like things just start to take a life of their own. The farther you go, the more important it is to you. The more you're like, well, I've gone this far. I'm going to continue. I'm going to get this farther along. And it's not about getting it to completion. I keep feeling like there's this situation where I go around and I finish a layer and I'm like, well, that's not enough. So I'm like, all right, let me do the next layer, and you do another layer, and you're like, well, I've done 2 layers, I might as well do 3 layers, and then before you know it, 5, 6, 7. These are all positive layers. The more layers, it's like layers of protection. The more you do, the better you feel, the stronger you get, the more of a positive outcome you have. You got a lot of repetition there. Doesn't seem like it's a problem. It seems like that's actually something you may like. I feel like 5 to 6 years from now, if you start this, you're going to look back and you're going to be kind of like blown away with how far you've gone with it. And it's weird because I'm saying that and I realize some signs when I say 5 to 6 years, if I get a long timeline like that, some signs get very bummed out with that. I feel like for some reason, your Earth. Earth does like the longevity of it. I don't feel like you have to wait 5 to 6 years to see a positive outcome. I just feel like things have grown so much in 5 to 6 years. I'm looking back like, wow, like this turned out a lot better than I expected. I was expecting to enjoy this, and I thought that would help me here and there, but the longer I did it, the better it got, and I'm really happy and thankful that I started this 5 to 6 years ago. I feel like that's going to make sense to you more than it does to me right now, why that's so good. Because I feel like the longer it goes, the more you like it. I don't see you having to wait 5 to 6 years to enjoy it. I just feel it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's like you start now and then maybe the first couple times around it's a simple dessert. 5 to 6 years from now you're making wedding cakes. Maybe that's a better way to say it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, I don't know, you start off with a low level, I'm happy with what I have, but you keep improving, and it's like this low level becomes this, it's like you start off at level 1 and you're very happy with level 1 because it's a new situation. 5 to 6 years you're at level 98 and you're like, wow, I can't believe how far I've gone with this. And it's like it's almost like you weren't intending to take it that far, but you just got so good at it that it just naturally went there, and you're like, I'm thankful I started this. I didn't realize I had the potential to go this far with it. It reminds me of somebody who I knew years ago. I haven't talked to them in a long time, but they were very good with woodworking. They started off with little things, like little wood pieces, like it was just little wood pieces they started. But like after like a few years, they were making like rocking chairs and, tables and stuff like that. They started off with these little, like, I want to say they were little hearts and little things, but they were very nice the way they did them. They were very nice. People loved them. But they went from these little pieces of wood that they were kind of working on and whittling out, and then 5 to 6 years later, I don't think it took them that long, quite frankly, but still, they ended up doing chairs and tables that people were like, they just couldn't wait to get their hands on, and they got pretty lucrative from what I remember. Maybe that's a better analogy. I think I'm beating it to death. That horse, I think I beat to death. So I think we're good. I'm going to let that go there. Hopefully that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.